Okay, so we'll go ahead and begin. If everybody wants to stand up, we are going to do a couple stretches. But first, I'm feeling a little cold, so I need to move a little bit. It's a little chillier here today, weirdly enough. So we're going to start with just 2 minutes of marching. We'll kind of move our legs in a little bit different way as well, and maybe add in some arm movement. So if everybody wants to just start marching, get that blood flowing, try to push through your big toe, pull your knee up nice and high, so you pull through those hip flexors. Let your arms just kind of flow at your side, how they normally would if we were in a walking gait position. Whew. So once we get done with this, we're going to go into a couch stretch for our quads, figure 4 stretch for our hips, and then a hamstring stretch. But I figured I should get nice and warm first. All right, let's start to move our legs a little bit out to the side like this. Still pushing off of the big toe. So when I push off of the big toe, I actually feel my arches the arches of my feet engage a little bit more than normal. And I do feel my hips as well, getting a little warmed up. And we'll go back to normal. Let's try to get those knees even higher. And now let's add in some arm movements. So we're going to add the arms up, forward, and out. Up, forward, and out. Hopefully your breathing is increasing. Your heart rate. I'm already starting to get a little warmer. It feels like a while since we've had class. I know it was just Thursday, but it feels like a while since it's been a while. All right, back to just some regular marching. And let's slow down that march. Okay, I'm gonna use my ottoman today to do my couch stretch on. I'm gonna get a pillow for my knee. There's Flavia. All right, so I'm gonna go left leg down. And I've got my foot propped up on my ottoman. I'm gonna lean forward just a little bit so that my quad comes into a nice linear line with the rest of my body. So with this one, we want to make sure that we're tucking that tailbone, that imaginary tail between our legs, which helps to open up the front of that hip. Squeeze your glutes and you should feel the quad kind of stretch more. Just keep the squeeze of that glute. Keep pushing your hip forward. We just started, Flavia, so you're good. This is the first thing we've done. We just did a little warm up. Go ahead and reach your arm up. And slowly come out of that, and we'll switch sides. I'm going to turn the ottoman around. So I'm going to go right knee on the pillow, right foot up, left foot forward, and I'm going to lean forward just slightly so I have this nice line here with my body. Tuck that tailbone underneath you, squeeze your glutes. Push down gently into your knee, but definitely push down a little bit because then you'll feel the tension of that fascial line.
No.
Louisa, you came unmuted for some reason. There we go. So everybody keep squeezing that butt cheek. Keep pushing that hip forward. Let that quad take some time to relax. Go ahead and raise your arm. Yep, you had a good position there, Malcolm. The more you reach with that arm, the more you should feel it in the quad, because we have these fascial lines that run very linear. So the more I extend up, the more it's stretching that line, that fascial line in a lower position. Okay, and slowly come out of that position, and we'll be on the floor in a figure 4 position. Okay, so remember with this one, we've got our 2 figure 4 positions with our front leg and our back leg. So 90-degree angle here at the front knee, 90-degree flexion at the foot. So my foot is flexed. And then same with that back leg, knee is bent at a 90 degree, my heel is in line with my knee. One hand on the side of the quad, one hand in front of the shin. We'll lift up nice and tall with that torso and fold forward. Remember to push back through the femur bone. So think about your thigh bone, your femur bone, how it's connected to your hip and your knee. Push the bone back into the hip. And you should feel that stretch that hip capsule more, a little bit more tension on those gluteal muscles. Okay, slowly with no hands, switch sides. It's a good test for your hips. If you have the hip mobility to switch without using your hands. Check your alignment. So we've got your 90-degree angle here at your knee. Ankles in 90-degree flexion. Back knee and back ankle are set. Hands on the one side on the quad, one in front of the shin. Lift up tall through that torso. And fold forward, chest comes to your knee, towards your knee. And again, give a little push back with that femur bone, thinking about pushing the femur kind of back through the hip. A couple nice big exhales helps you to get a little deeper into that stretch without forcing it. So exhaling always helps to just naturally fold more into a stretch. All right, we're going to go right into the hamstring stretch. So both legs are going to be in front of you. Both legs are coming straight out of our hips. We're going to stretch the left hamstring first. So we're going to bend the right leg comfortably. My heel is in line with about my mid-shin on my left. We're going to pull both toes towards the shins. So you feel your shins kind of tighten up a little bit. Pull up nice and tall through your torso. So sit tall as you can. Arms are going to come forward in our Aldoa position. So wrists are bent, fingers are spread. I'm going to lean over that hip and then rotate left over my straightened leg. While we're in this position, I forgot one move, so we're gonna rotate your left leg internally. So rotate your leg so that your left big toe reaches to your right shoulder. And you should feel how that stretch kind of moves to the outside of your leg. So this is stretching your hamstrings, but mostly the biceps femoris, which is the lateral of the 3 hamstring muscles. Lean over that hip a little bit more and unwind slowly. And we'll switch sides. So right leg will come to extension. Left leg is bent normally. We'll pull the toes towards the shins. Sit up nice and tall. Rotate the right leg internally, which is the step I forgot last time. So right big toe is reaching to left shoulder. Sit up tall, arms come forward, reach those arms forward, lean forward over that hip, rotate right about 30 degrees. Keep the rotation on that leg, that internal rotation. Reach through your heel. If you reach through your heel, sit up nice and tall and reach through your arms, you're getting lots of fascial stretching, again, on those linear lines. Our fascia connects all of our muscles together and it wraps around our organs and our joints. So it's not just stretching one thing. And unwind slowly. Okay, we're going to do 2 sets of a warm-up, a couple movements for warm-ups, little activation exercises. So we'll be on our hands and knees for the first 2 movements, and then we'll be on our back. So you guys have all done this before, so I'm just gonna, we're gonna start together. So on our hands and knees, hands underneath the armpits, knees underneath the hips, toes tucked under your feet. Let's extend the right leg straight. Pull the belly button up to your spine so you have tension in your tummy. And we're gonna reach through that right heel as we lift the heel towards the ceiling. So the knee is relatively straight and we shouldn't be coming much higher than the hip. So if the leg comes up too high, then we're allowing our back to go into too much extension. So Flavia, don't lift your leg quite as high. And I want you to tuck your tailbone down. So tuck your butt underneath you. There you go. Yep. Everybody go ahead for 1 or 2 more and then we'll switch sides. So I'm going to go left leg in extension, nice and straight. I'm reaching through that heel and I pull the heel towards the ceiling. You should be feeling your glute max. Glute max is the largest muscle of the glute. A lot of times it can be pretty lazy though. It doesn't always get activated very easily. Keep reaching through that heel, squeeze the butt as you lift your leg. Very good. And then we're gonna go right back to the right leg and we're gonna go into our fire hydrants. So this one, if I were to show you from this angle, we're doing a bent leg abduction. So the leg comes out like this. So 10 times, we pull that leg out to the side. Show you from a different angle. Yeah, and make sure you just take a tiny second at the top to really pull and squeeze. And when you're done with about 10, you can switch to the other leg. Nine and 10. Very good. Everybody can lie on their backs. We're going into the bridge position hamstring walkout. So, lots of words, but we'll be lying on our back. Your feet are going to pull towards the ceiling. So just the heels are on the floor. We will come up into a bridge position. So arms are pushing into the floor, and then we will walk out your legs. and then we will walk the legs back in. We're gonna do it 8 times. The whole time you're pushing into those heels, so the hamstrings have enough tension to help keep us elevated off of the floor. And the hard part is the hamstring goes from a shortened position under tension to a lengthened position under tension. That's the hardest part right there. You'll feel it kind of creep towards the knee, which is, remember, very protecting of the knee. One more time. Very good. Roll to your side carefully. And we'll go right back into that quadruped position on your hands and knees. And we'll do one more set through. So we're going to start with the straight leg raise for our glute max. So I'm going to start with left leg. Left leg comes into extension, and we reach that leg towards the ceiling, keeping some tension in your belly, so pulling the belly button towards the spine so that your lower back isn't arching too much. When you're done with 10, switch sides. Very good. I'm going to go right into the fire hydrant. So also one more thing to take notice is my chin position. So I keep my chin pulled into my throat, the crown of my head reaching away from me so that my neck and my spine is all in one line. So the fire hydrant, we're reaching out to the side, getting the lateral gluteal muscles, and the muscles of the butt that are more involved with rotation and external rotation mostly. All right, when you're done with 10, you'll switch sides. Again, keep some pressure in those arms and pulling up with the belly button so that your stomach helps to protect your spine from going into too much extension. Okay, very good. One more time on our backs for those bridged hamstring walkouts. So we'll find our bridge position. Remember, feet are going to be flexed towards the ceiling, so just the heels on the ground. Arms on the ground beside you. Lift up your hips and walk those feet out, and then walk your feet back in. We're doing 8 times. I have 2 more. Very good. Okay, everybody roll to their side and get up carefully. So for the next 3 movements, we'll be doing a kneeling hip extension. So I'm going to use a pillow for my knee, and I have a book bag that I'm going to put on my back for some extra weight. If you have a small weight, you can hold it at your chest, or you don't have to have any weight. Okay, so I'm just gonna strap on my book bag for some extra weight. If you had dumbbells, you can hold them at your shoulder or in front of your chest. So everybody finds your kneeling position. If you can, tuck your toes underneath your feet and come into a kneeling position so your butt comes to your heels. So from this position, we're doing 12 repetitions. We will be aggressive on the way up, so it will look like this, and then we come down nice and slow. Our spine stays straight, our belly is tight. The pull forward is coming from the hamstrings and the hips, okay, and the glutes. So we'll go ahead for 12 and begin. 1, nice and slow. 2, 3, nice and slow on the way down. 4, you should feel your quads kind of control the way down. Hamstrings and glutes are working on the way up. We've got 2 more. 11 and 12. Very good. Set your weight to the side. And we're going to be back on our backs for a supine bunkie hold. Supine means face up. Bunkie, there's about 4 or 5 different variations of a bunkie hold, all with different body positions, but it's a core strengthening exercise, also with different leg activations. This one will be hamstrings specifically. So our feet are going to be a little bit further away from our butt than we just did in that bridge position, but the toes are still pulled towards the ceiling. We'll be holding for 1 minute. So I'm going to get my clock ready. Everybody's going to push up into that bridge hold. I'm starting the timer now. So we're pushing down into the floor with our heels, and then we're pulling the heels towards the butt. Remember, that's the kicker. That's the most important part, is that pull of the heel towards the butt. It really tightens up the hamstrings. You should feel it from behind the kneecap all the way to the butt. And it's those 2 movements right there, that downward push and the pull, that really activates the entire hamstring. Again, if you have knee pain, knee problems, we want to make sure the hamstring is always really strong. A lot of times you can get over compensation with really strong quads, really tight quads, and weaker or not as strong hamstrings. 3, 2, 1, and down. Very good. Roll to your side. We're going to come up into a standing position. The last one that we'll do in this series is a single leg squat. So remember, if you need to hold on to something, a countertop, a back of a chair, the back of your couch, whatnot, even a broom, however, we need to be really controlling on the way down. So I'll demonstrate one just to refresh your memory. My arms will extend forward, and I'm going to try to place my knee and my foot on the floor at the same time. When I come up, I'm going to try not to push off of my foot. Okay, so again, if you need to hold on to something, go for it. We're going to do 8 on each side. If you need to decrease your range of motion, that's fine. But the biggest thing we're getting out of this is single leg strength. We've talked about this before, about how each time we take a step, when we're walking or when we're running, we're really on one leg for a short period of time. So we want to make sure that we train our legs independently, and that one leg can hold us. It can hold our entire body weight. When you're done with 8, we'll switch sides. Don't be alarmed if one side feels more difficult. That is generally the case. I want you guys to be thinking about a nice, strong, active foot. So my right leg, my leg that's standing, doing all of the work right now, I'm trying to grip the floor as much as I can with my foot. So I have some pressure into my big toe. I have lots of pressure into my heel. And the muscles underneath my arch are almost pulling up to support my ankle bones and to give me strength all the way up the leg. Hopefully this feels easier for you guys. It is the 3rd week we've done it. Once we're done with 8, we're going back to those kneeling hip extensions. I'll give you guys a second to get finished up, to get your weight and your pad for your knee. I've got about 5 big books in this book bag, so it probably weighs maybe 40 pounds. Okay, make sure your feet are tucked under your ankles. We'll drop our butt to our heels, and we're gonna begin for 12. So up, nice and strong, nice good squeeze through the glutes and hamstrings, down nice and slow. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Everybody looks really good. All of your alignments look really good. Ears are over the shoulders. Shoulders are over the hips. I've got 1 or 2 more. I'll do 2 more so everybody can catch up. All right, very good. Get rid of your weight and your pad, and we'll go back onto our backs for those bunky holds. Okay, so take note of where your feet were the last time. If you didn't feel your hamstrings as much, I mean, it should be pretty difficult towards the last 15 seconds. If you didn't feel them enough, you may need to move your feet forward, or sorry, away from you a little bit more. So remember, toes are gonna go to the ceiling. I'm gonna get our timer set. Everybody bring your hips up and we'll begin. So hips come up. Remember to push down into the floor and pull the heels towards the butt. So it's not as important how high your hips go with this one. We do want to have those hips tucked. So if everybody puts their hands on their hips and tucks their hip bones upward, right? So it's like you're tucking your tailbone down and your front hip bones come up. That helps to protect the lower back. Again, don't forget about those 2 pressure points with the heels. We're pushing down and pulling the heel towards the butt. And we've got 10 seconds. Hopefully with me jibber jabbering, it goes a little faster. 3, 2, 1, ooh, and down. Roll to your side carefully. And we're moving right back onto those single leg squats. 8 times each. So everybody find their countertop or their chair. To add some extra challenge, see if you can go down slower. The slower you can go, the more we're working on our eccentric control. There's different positions. There's different positions of strength. So the downward position of a strength and the upward position of a movement, movement, that's the word I was looking for, helps to increase your strength more or your power output. For us, we're working on the control of the eccentric or the downward motion. So that's going to help our overall strength development. I have 1 more on that leg. And then we switch legs. Very good. I have 2 more. very good. Okay, we've got one more set. Everybody grab their pad for your knee and your weight to use for your hip extensions. All right, let's find our kneeling position. Butt comes to the heels. And when everybody's ready, we can begin. So go up, nice and slow on the way down. And up, nice aggressive pull. Six, got 6 more. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, one more, and 12. Very good. Everybody can set their weight to the side and lie on your backs. Okay, this is the last 1 minute hold here. Get your feet in position. Toes are pulled towards the ceiling. Everybody go ahead and raise those hips up. And timer started now. Push down into those heels and pull the heels towards the butt. Tuck your hips under. So tailbone goes behind you more, tucked under you. Front of the hip bones come actually up towards you, towards your face. So in the single leg squats that we were doing when I was explaining to you how we were working on eccentric control, right now with this one we're working on isometric control. So nothing's changing positions. We are staying in one position with constant tension. So that also helps to increase our strength and stability. So keep checking back in, make sure you're feeling it correctly. Push down harder if you can. Pull those heels towards your butt more. 3, 2, 1, and down. Roll up. And we have that last set of your single leg squats. Whew. Why don't you all try to start with the other leg? So I've been starting with my left leg. I'm going to start with my right leg this time. Generally, intuitively, your body kind of starts with the easier side. And we should start with the more challenging side. Mine is my right, so I'm going to start with my right. I have one more on this side. Very good. Other leg. Whew. I have 3 more. Keep focusing on that slow eccentric. I've got 1 more. Oh, very good. Okay, when everybody's done, grab a drink of water and we'll move on to our conditioning piece. So I'm going to use the pillow for this one, but I'm also also going to use my book bag for when we get to the squats with the knee to elbow and the Bulgarian split squats. I'm going to use my book bag. So let me run through these movements really quick. I know you guys have already done them. We'll be starting with a single leg Romanian deadlift plus a press. This one I'm definitely using my pillow for. So I go down into my single leg Romanian deadlift, and then I pull up with my knee, so my hip comes to flexion, and the pillow goes over my head. If you need to modify because you're losing balance, I would slide my leg back so that my toes are still on the floor, and then drag my leg forward. So just dragging my toes to kind of give me some balance, and I will try to maintain that balance position at the top. That's the first movement. The second movement is our ice skaters. We're going into a lateral movement. So from here, we're jumping, landing, nice and strong and stable on that one side. So we do that for 30 seconds and then we rest. The third movement is a squat plus a knee to elbow. So I will have my book bag on for this one. You could have dumbbells at your shoulders or a pillow, does not matter. We will go into our squat. We will pull our knee towards our elbow. I want you guys to more think about pulling of the knee rather than pulling the elbow towards the knee. If we pull the hip up more, it's going to protect our lower back. And then that third movement is going to be a Bulgarian split squat. I will have my book bag on my back as well, but I'm going to have the pillow out in front of me. So with that one, the foot is on the couch. We're kind of mimicking that single leg squat again, but this time we're doing it a little bit more dynamically, getting a little bit more volume on that single leg movement. Okay? So remember, it's 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest, or as close to it as I can guide you. And we'll be doing 4 sets. So if everybody's ready, we'll go into the single leg Romanian deadlift with the upward press. In 3, 2, 1, begin. It helps to have a focal point with this one. So kind of keeping your eyes just focused on one spot. It's very, very balanced, challenging. When you get into a rhythm, it feels good, but it's kind of hard to find that rhythm. And go ahead and rest, and then we'll do the other leg in about 20 seconds. 10 seconds. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. Three, 2, 1, rest. Very good. We'll go into our ice skaters next. Whew. I don't know about you guys, but that set seemed pretty good today. I think the repetition helps. So repeating these workouts is definitely helpful for your body to learn and grow. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Remember, we're jumping laterally and then holding our balance, which I just did not do. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. On I'm gonna put my book bag on for the squat with the knee to elbow. If you want to grab some weights, you can. If you don't want to, you can still get a lot of work without any weight. We have 10 seconds. So again, the movement's gonna look like this. Squat, knee to elbow, okay? In 3, 2, 1, begin. Squat, knee to elbow. Squat, other knee to elbow. When you pull that knee up, I want you to try to think about really pulling from your pelvis, from that hip. 3, 2, 1, rest. Very good. Whew. Next is our Bulgarian split squats. So remember, we should choose the more difficult leg to start with. So I'm going to do my right leg first. We have 15 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to have right leg forward, left leg up on the couch, and begin. So you can have your arms extended, or you can have the pillow, or you can put your hands on your hips, or you can hold your dog like Louisa is. Oh man, my butt. Push through that butt. 3, 2, 1, push. Remember, we should be feeling it back here. If you're feeling it too much in your quad, you probably need to step forward a little bit more and not allow your knee to go so far forward. We have 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flavia, move your right leg forward for me. Yep. Remember, your legs are long. Now reach your knee back towards the couch more when you go down. 3, 2, 1, rest. We're going right back into the single leg Romanian deadlift. Whew. So Flavia, when you go down into that movement, I know it's hard for you to see, but try not to let the knee go so far like this. We want to try to keep the knee back here, okay? All right, everybody grab your pillow. In 3, 2, 1, begin. Three, 2, 1, rest. Other leg. Whew. We've got 20 seconds. Whew. Okay, get ready. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. If you're losing balance, think about your foot. I was just losing my balance and my foot was collapsing all over the place, so think about the strength of your foot. and rest. Very good. We're going into our ice skaters. And I'm starting to sweat a lot. I hope you are too. 10 seconds. Jeanette looks like she is. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and begin. So again, this is a time where a focal point would be helpful. We want to try to stick the landing, just like a gymnast, right? We land and we stick. Make sure that the knee is not going forward too much. Nice, Lisa. Covering some ground. And rest. We went over a little bit on that one. Lisa was showing off, so needed to give her time to shine. All right, everybody can go load up if they're going to. We've got our squats with our elbows to knee, or knees to elbow, sorry. And 3, 2, 1, begin. Challenge yourself and see if you can go a little faster. It's okay if your heart rate comes up. Let it. It's good for you. 3, 2, 1, rest. Whew, very good. We're going into those Bulgarian split squats. Whew. 10 seconds. Remember to do your more challenging leg first. I'm going to add the pillow to this just to hold in front of me. And 3, 2, 1, begin. Flavia, move your right leg more onto the couch. Put your foot more onto the couch behind you. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Switch legs. Whew. So Flavia, remember your legs are really long, so you may need more space between your front foot and the couch. Everybody get ready. 3, 2, 1, other leg. Yeah, that's much better, Flavia. Now push your hips back as you go down. Yep, there you go. Lisa, try not to bend over too much, okay? 3, 2, 1. Whew. Rest. Back to our single leg squats. Sorry, single leg deadlift with the overhead press. We're halfway done. Whew. Feels like a good one today. We've got 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, begin. Try to slow down your breathing a little bit. Balance is all over the place. 3, 1, and rest. Whew. We've got 10 seconds. Get ready for the other leg. 3, 2, 1, begin. Malcolm, if you want a modification, you could do a deadlift like this and then pull up. So both feet down, deadlift, then pull up if you needed a modification. Everybody go ahead and rest. We'll go into our ice skaters next. Whew. Yes, if anybody needed a modification from that last one, if the leg going back was too much, you can go into a regular deadlift and then pull up. Regular deadlift, pull up with the opposite leg, because we're still trying to get that single leg balance at the top. Everybody in 3, 2, 1, begin with your ice skaters. Remember to push to the other side. You're pushing with your standing leg. So you're coming from a fully balanced position, and then you're generating force without any movement. So that's why that pause there is important. And rest. Whew, very good. We're going into our squats. You can see the sweat building on my shirt. It's dripping right off of me. And 3, 2, 1, begin. Squat, knee to elbow. Squat, knee to elbow. Try to go faster. Use your stomach when you pull that knee to the elbow. Three, 2, 1, rest. Very good. Try to slow down your breath before we go into the Bulgarian split squats. The Bulgarian split squats are one of the hardest exercises, in my opinion. They never get easier. They only get harder because the more proficient you get at them, the heavier you should load yourself. Okay, let's get ready. One leg forward, one leg up on your couch or chair, and begin. That looks good, Flavia. Perfect. Three, 2, 1, switch legs. Whew. I hope you guys all feel your butts tomorrow. I can already feel that mine is gonna be talking to me. Okay, other leg forward, and other leg up on the couch, and here we go. Three, 2, 1, Very good. We're almost done. We've got one more round. Keep working, guys. A couple more minutes and we'll be done. Okay. Last set of your single leg Romanian deadlift. Plus a press. So remember to do that modification if we need to modify. And 3, 2, 1, begin. And rest. Very good. Get ready for your other leg. Ooh. Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, here we go. Three, 2, 1, and rest. Great. We're moving into your ice skaters. Last set of ice skaters. Okay, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. Stick your landing and then push off. Three, 2, 1, rest. Very good. Last set of our squats. Okay, 10 seconds. We'll try to go a little faster with these. Get a couple more repetitions. In 3, 2, 1, begin. Squat, knee to elbow. Squat, knee to elbow. Pull yourself into that squat. Three, 2, 1. Whew. Very good. Almost done. Bulgarian split squats. Okay, let's get ready. And 3, 2, 1, begin. Last one. Three, 2, 1. Switch legs. Give yourself a couple seconds. Whew. Oh man. Whew. Okay, get ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Three, 2, 1. Whew. Very good. Everybody take a break. Grab a drink. Take your shoes and socks off if they aren't already off. We will cool down with a little bit of feet work like we've done the last couple times, which is good for your ankles. And then we'll do a couch stretch one more time and then we'll be done. Whew. So if everybody's shoes and socks are off, Kim, you're good, I see you. So like last time, we are going to come up onto the balls of our feet. And we are going to walk forward on our tippy toes and the balls of our feet. And we're going to walk backwards. One more time. I don't have a very long area to do this, so just want to make sure we get enough repetition. And then we're going to go lateral on the balls of our feet. Okay, everybody go to their heels. So toes are pulling up. We're walking forward and backward. Really try to keep those toes up. You'll feel your shins kind of activate and get tight. Okay, and we gotta go side to side. This is also good for your hips. Okay, and now we're gonna go to the outsides of our feet. So big toes have rolled off of the floor. Pinky toe, maybe the fourth toe is on the floor, but we're on the lateral edge of our feet. We're gonna walk forward and backward. You guys get the gist. We're just trying to cover all 4 degrees of rotation, every angle of the foot. We don't want to leave it out, anybody out. When you're done with the forward and backward, you can go side to side. So remember, feet and ankle issues are going to go up the chain. So it can cause knee issues, hip issues, low back issues. So strengthening our feet and ankles is important. Okay, and then the last but not least, we've got to go to the insides of the feet. So this is a challenging position for our ankles, but we're gonna have big toes on the ground. We're gonna try to keep all 4 other toes off of the ground. Push into the big toe, pull up the other toes. Keep those toes really reaching. When you've done enough forward and back, we gotta go side to side. good. Okay, I'm gonna grab my ottoman. We're gonna do one more couch stretch together, just to give the quads a little bit more attention. They typically are tight with everybody. So I'm gonna go left knee down, left foot up on my ottoman, right foot forward. If you need a pad under your knee, don't be afraid to grab one. And then remember, we need to really push. So squeeze that butt, maybe shift forward, kind of play around with your positions to see where you feel the best stretch, and then stay there and breathe through your stretch. We don't get any lengthening if we're holding our breaths. So we gotta breathe. This stretch, I think I've told you guys before, it's best if we hold it for 2 minutes. That's how long it takes our sensory organs and our muscles to respond to this type of a stretch. Obviously, I'm not going to make you do it for 2 minutes. We'll go ahead and switch legs. But if you're feeling knee pain or hip pain or lower back pain, actually mostly lower back pain, you should do this stretch a couple times a day. So right knee down, left leg forward. My entire back is soaked on my shirt. That's great. And squeeze that butt cheek. Again, if you're feeling it a little weirdly in your knee, just find a different position. Maybe lean forward a little bit. Squeeze that butt. All right, very good, everybody. Hope you're as sweaty as I am. Remember to drink some water.